Hey, welcome to the Kind of Sleepy Podcast. I'm your host, Knowledge. Who do I have sitting to my left?
It's your boy B Wood back in the building again, aka Mr. Don't Let the Smooth Taste Fool You, aka I wish this pollen would go away.
Yeah. Your favorite DJ's favorite DJ?
And that too.
Yeah, all that. Who do I have sitting to my right?
Hey, T-Love. What's good?
Hey, T-Love.
Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. Blessed and highly favored. My God.
Hey.
Them long-ass pearls on.
You tried it. I'm a classy lady tonight. Okay?
You are classy.
Like a cat
you are
woman.
classy. You feel like a cat woman?
Mm-hmm.
You're a real housewife of Valentine?
Yeah, pretty much. That's goals. Hashtag goals.
We'll get into these goals later. Let's start off. We like to do. We like to be very accurate when we have these conversations here at the Kind of Sleepy Podcast. And a couple weeks ago when we talked about Amanda Seales, we were not accurate. We made the assertion that she lied. That was not accurate. Sis actually did tell us that she had, she didn't have the evidence and uncorroborated reports. And she was just explaining that this is what it was. This is what was told to her. And when she used his name, she was very clear that there were multiple people who had said, that this was something that was happening. Mm-hmm. So we want to be very clear and say that she did not lie. The only people that said that she lied was BSO, Black Sports Online, which kind of plays fast and loose sometime with their wording. All the time. Most of the time. And the thing is, what's funny, it's called Black Sports Online, but most of the stuff they talk about has nothing to do with sports.
Not at all.
Absolutely nothing. So just wanted to be clear about that. We were just talking to another crew that was in here about canceling people and how we can't cancel folks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was Michael Eric Dyson or Killer Mike. It was somebody named Michael.
Not Michael Jackson, though.
Stop.
Hey.
Somebody's still alive.
Hey. I think there's several people.
Look, no, Mike is dead. Tupac is still alive, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
Mr. Shakur is still living. Mr. Jackson,
R.I.P.
he's gone.
Are we sure about that?
I'm positive.
Okay, all right.
Now, what I'm not sure about is how Michael Jackson was born in Gary, Indiana, and grew up looking like a whole Mandingo warrior, and has 3 white kids that are biologically his. Now, that don't make sense to me. Paris Jackson talking about she a black woman. Ma'am. Ma'am, you look like Callista Flockhart.
No.
Oh, wow.
No, sir. No.
Just saying.
I'm just saying, out of
she
all
looked like
his
a Puerto
kids,
Rican Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, out of all his kids, I would honestly say Paris looks more like Quincy Jones's kids. So she could fall in line. So I want to say out of all of them.
So Quincy a surrogate, huh?
Well.
You know what? Quincy a wild motherfucker. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's just a bad man.
Hey, Quincy out here with this.
I wouldn't be surprised
That's
if Quincy
a
was out here
man.
just knocking off everything. Quincy Jones said somebody would have fucked the mailbox if you got it wet enough.
Oh my God. What does that mean?
I laughed so hard. I was like, Quincy just don't care. I aspire to that level of non-fucks given.
Hey.
He is in fuckruptcy.
Yo,
he can't finance a fuck. He's out of fucks. The cupboard in which he stores his dams is bare. Like, he has no fucks or dams to give. Quincy Jones is my
It's gonna be one of those episodes today, folks.
nigga in the world.
Strap in.
I'm just saying, Quincy Jones is on one.
That's awesome. Oh,
Jesus Christ! Like, how does this even work?
But it happens.
I mean, I just really don't understand how Michael Jackson was born, looking like a chocolate prince, and really had 3 white kids.
I guess so.
And ain't none of them got eye noses.
What?
None of them got the Jackson nose. I'm talking about infatuation with Elizabeth Taylor, Michael Jackson.
Elizabeth Taylor and Diana Ross. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So what I want to clarify is that the explanation that they provided for that was insufficient. because anyone who has vitiligo knows that it is a splotchiness that occurs, not your whole skin turns white.
Well, he started using makeup to even it out. That's what was explained to me. They
That's
said
the best damn makeup ever.
Well, when you got
stage makeup is the truth. You'd be surprised, gentlemen.
Think about it, man. He got Michael Jackson money.
Right.
he got Michael Jackson money. Like it just kind of happened. Hey,
Fair enough. Fair point. Okay, fair point.
Oh yes. Oh wait, no. I just so we were before we go on the air. We were talking about my daughter is now starting to like expensive sneakers.
What a woman.
Which I'm really upset about because I know when I buy these Air Max, she is not going to keep them clean. Because my baby don't give a damn about nothing when it comes to her playtime and her enjoying herself with her friends. So I'm about to buy these expensive ass Air Max.
Mm-hmm. But you know what? This is a teachable moment though, because this is an opportunity to teach her about the culture of
true
of the sneaker game.
Yes,
now,
that is true.
Don't get me going because I'm a recovering sneaker addict.
Oh.
And now that I am in a bachelor space, like my bachelor pad, I can go back to having a wall of sneakers again.
Wow.
My priorities shifted. So I can have a wall of sneakers again.
Fair, yeah. I mean, but I guess
this Jordan Summer lineup looking kind of mean, bro.
But
the Jordan Summer lineup.
All I'm trying to say is that there's an opportunity to spread along.
Okay. Now I used to have a rule. I used to have a rule that whenever I bought myself a pair of sneaks, that I had to buy my babies a pair of sneaks.
Okay.
My little man, he's a Chuck's kid.
Okay.
He's a Chuck's kid, like through and through. That's my baby boy. Chuck's all day and day, and that's his mom. Speaking of which, congratulations to her. She got married this weekend.
Hey. What a woman!
Yeah, she got married.
Shout out to you.
She got married this weekend to a lovely, wonderful, amazing dude.
Nice.
It's one of those situations where it's like, and this is completely gone off the rails at this point.
No, it's fine.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. In the words of Bill O'Reilly. It's one of those situations where if you had to choose somebody for your child to be around, he's the kind of guy I would have chosen for my son to be around. If not myself, which ideally, I want my son. Ideally, I want my son to live with me. Ideally, I want my son to be around me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And it hurts when he's not with me. Let me say that first. But since my son is with his mother, I would never tell her to not find love or not date just because she has my son. That's stupid. That's selfish. Right. That's crazy. Some of you dudes out there doing that, stop it. You're a loser. But the thing is, I'm of the belief that if somebody's going to be around my son, I'm not going to choose your partner for you, but I would like to meet the person that's going to have an influence on my son.
That's fair.
And when I met this guy, first of all, let me tell you what's really cool about this guy. And to some people, this doesn't mean a lot, but it meant something to me. When I saw him, he introduced himself to me, I shook his hand, looked me in the eye, and he had a hat on that said FBI. And I was like, FBI? And I looked closer, it said, firm believer in Jesus. Okay, I get it. He's unapologetically about his faith. He's a business owner, and he's really just one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. My son had his birthday party at a trampoline park. Anybody that knows me knows that my knees, hips, and back don't agree with trampolines. Okay? This dude was running across all the trampolines, jumping on stuff, trying to, keep Champ from busting his head and all that. And I was like, all right, he's good to go. Like this guy. So shout out to him. Shout out to my son's mom. Congratulations to y'all.
That's awesome.
Honestly, that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah.
That's all you can really ask for.
Back to my princess, though. Had a rule. Whenever I bought myself a pair of sneakers, I had to buy the kids sneakers. Okay? My son, I can get away with Chucks forever. Because my son right now doesn't look like he's going to be a big kid. Happy about that. Hopefully he stays in kid sizes forever. Wow. Okay? That's an economic decision. That's a pimp decision.
Oh my
Pimp decision. Pimp decision. My daughter?
Yeah.
My daughter's growing. She's probably going to be significantly taller than me. Just because, when you look at, well, I'm not gonna say significantly taller than me, but you look at like how she's already shaping up at 10 years old. It's like, okay, yeah, Princess is gonna be kind of tall. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna try this. I'm gonna buy her these expensive Air Max, and then I'm gonna buy her some bust downs.
Okay.
Ma'am, when you get ready to play, I need you to be responsible and put on these beat downs. You do not play in your Air Max 98s.
Yeah.
The Air Max Plus.
Oh.
You don't play in those. We play in the beat downs.
That's fair.
So I believe at 10 years old, that's the time for you to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
Let me just say good luck to you with that.
Yeah, I said the same damn thing, bro.
Shit. You know, my clairvoyant mind is saying, yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Do you know my child? You don't have to.
I'm just, you know,
she's 10.
You know, hey.
She's 10.
But first of all, shout out to you, for you know, indulging in that, because you know, at 10 years old, like all I wanted was a pair of Air Jordans. That was not.
I don't
that
think
was
I've
not
ever got them.
That was no. I am.
You never got a pair of Jordans?
Ever. Still to this day, I never. I mean, I wore a pair during All Star, but that was it.
So wait a minute. Let's talk about this right quick. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you rented a pair of Jordans for All Star Weekend?
No. I wore a pair. My friend was working the event, the Nike Jordan event, and I wore her pair that she got for free for working the event.
Which Jordans were they?
Oh God, I have pictures of them.
Please tell me they weren't the Concords, because I would have worked that event.
Show
me a picture. Show me a picture. But yeah, so I remember as a kid not being able to get them J's either, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was 38 before I had my first pair of Jordans, and they were the newer ones. They weren't the
See, I can't say
OG,
that.
the OG triple
Bro.
OGs.
Once I was old enough to buy my own sneaks,
Hey.
and then I started working at a sneaker store.
Oh, that's
Bro.
But here's the thing is that I would still go out.
Oh, the 32s. Yeah. I like those. Those are nice.
They were comfortable.
Yeah, but the thing about, like, even now, like, I'd love to go and get the classic
LeBrons.
Jordans, like the reintroduced models, but
Right.
damn it, I just can't.
Like, you can't bring yourself to do it.
Right. Like, I have an investment account. Like, I have a 401k. I can't.
Your investment account and your 401k ain't
fully
going
vested.
nowhere.
Right. I can't. I feel like it's irresponsible to be making those decisions.
I don't know.
Like, I
Because
have a
people
mortgage.
are reselling Jordans. Like, that is a whole business.
that's a whole
That's a
thing.
business, sir.
But believe me, I've thought about
Yeah.
going all in that way too,
Okay.
as buying, you know, starting to invest.
Right.
But
It's
at the
worth
same
it.
time,
It's a mindset.
like, yeah, my mind doesn't work that way.
Right.
I have trouble equating a pair of Jordans to a security of some sort.
Fair enough.
Where I'm never going to wear these. These are always going to stay in the box.
These come out Saturday.
Which ones? Let me see.
Oh, sorry.
But the
You made that face like you saw nudes on my
I
phone or
was like,
something.
what?
Like,
I don't know. Oh, those are really nice.
and they have one of your favorite colors in them.
I would like them. Who's gonna sponsor me for my first pair of Jordans?
gentleman?
Sir.
We're going to start the bidding.
at a pair of J's.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's culturally, like, I've been missing out.
These come out on the 19th.
Oh, I think I would prefer those.
Yeah, these drop
Honestly.
on the 19th.
Yeah, see, 11s are my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 11s are the
11s
classic
the
Jordan.
Yeah.
best.
I feel like all my friends had those.
It's the 11s, the 3s, and the 4s.
Man, let's see. I like the 1s, 3s, 4s, 6s, 7s, 8s, 11s, 12s, 13s, some of the 14s, and that's it. I only like the Jordans that Jordan actually played in.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the ones I really rock.
Right.
Other than that, like I like the 2s. I don't really care for those. The 5s, they're all right in certain colorways. The Spizikes are an exception. That's the ones that got Mars Blackman on the back.
Okay. Right.
And Spike, the Spike Lee character and whatnot. So there's some exceptions I make. There's some other shoes that I like, but the Jordan 11s, by all means, is the standard by which all other shoes are judged.
Fair enough.
I don't think that, and this is no shade to LeBron. I think the LeBron 9 is the only LeBron that I could ever say is a classic LeBron.
Right.
Kobe, I think Kobe's Adidas sneakers, and maybe the Huarache, the 2K4s.
Yeah.
The Kobe Huaraches were both classic sneakers.
Yeah, I did have a pair of those.
Okay.
I will say that.
Okay. I got a red, white, and blue pair at the house right now to this day. I will say that Allen Iverson's first pair of sneaks.
Oh, yeah.
Still classic. I got some red ones at the house right now.
Okay.
Trying to think who else had sneaks. I don't think any of Shaq's were classics.
His feet are too big for them.
Yeah, they were period shoes.
Boats.
They were time period shoes. I think that they were classic. I'll say that KD.
Yeah.
The KD 5s were the KD 4s, I think. Classic sneaker.
Okay.
Some of these guys have had some really the Grant Hills, forever be a classic sneaker. They just re-released them, and when you look at the lines of that sneaker and you think about where it takes you back to in the 90s, and I'm telling you, it's a classic sneaker.
I have to look again because
it's a classic sneaker. It's a classic.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
I wouldn't wear them on GP.
Wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can see that.
That's just me.
I can see that. I mean, it's still Fila, and people have a certain feeling about Fila, unless you're European.
I don't know. Fila's coming back. Just like how Champion,
right,
randomly, Fila is.
Here's what happened. All the kids that got picked on for wearing this stuff back in the day.
I was one of them.
Now are people who are influencers and creators and
Right.
now we're going to overcharge you for what you did to the Cold Crush.
Exactly.
All right? That's what we're going to do. Now we're going to hit you over the head for talking about us when we was kids.
But see, here's the other thing is that you have to it's also very sports specific, right?
Right.
Because Fila never went anywhere. Fila has always been a player in the tennis market.
Yeah.
Right.
They've always been there. I mean, of course there's Nike and Adidas and they're gonna run the day, but Fila's always been there,
right?
In that market. And again, tennis is not necessarily the sport that we gravitate toward.
Right. I tell everybody that Nike's not a shoe company. Nike's a lifestyle brand.
Truly.
And so when you look at Adidas, who dominates the soccer market, and growing up playing soccer, I dreamed of having an Adidas contract. That was my thing. And then you look at football, that was Nike.
Yeah.
Right.
Nike and really Reebok. Because
Right.
Emmitt Smith had some classic Reeboks.
Yeah.
Now, the most classic NFL shoe of all time has to be the Deons.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will never find a
think I had a
better
pair
shoe
of
than the
them.
Deons. I mean,
Yeah, I think I did.
Barry Sanders
I
had a
definitely
shoe. Now, the
had.
Barry
Yeah.
Sanders was close.
Yeah.
The Barry Sanders cross trainers were close.
Yeah.
But Deons still take the
With
cake.
the strap across the
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
now another shoe that came close to
Yeah.
that, the Junior Seau's, the Air Missions. Those came close. Yeah. Those came close. Those were smoother. They had smoother lines than the Deons.
Right.
But the Deons, for everything that Deion Sanders did for the game,
Yeah.
I mean, it was
my
just
goodness.
amazing. Now, I'll tell you, the Bo Jackson trainers, that's classic only because of who Bo Jackson was.
Right.
Yeah. So sneaker talk. I get excited about sneakers, man. If you guys want to really look at if you want to look at the economics of sneakers, download StockX and GOAT.
I have.
You download StockX?
I've downloaded StockX. I've downloaded GOAT. I've looked at them, and again, it's hard for me to think about them in that manner because it's something that I've always, I guess, my purchasing history is like, if I buy a pair of sneakers, I'm gonna wear them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is my justification for you. As much Carolina stuff as you wear,
Wow.
you should have bought those Jordan Carolina blue and navy blue 9s that came out last year, because you would have worn the hell out of those by now.
I should have. And I thought about it. And
you can still find some.
I thought about it.
And those
like
those
there's
the-
right
those
at
11s that
UNC.
come out this month. You can cop those.
I don't need another Carolina shoe in my closet ever for right now. I've got.
Oh, let's go and get into March Madness.
I gotta.
Let's get into it.
You want to get into
jump
it?
right into it.
We want to get into it. You want
Let's
to
jump
go?
right into it. Let's jump right into
What's
it,
your
bro.
bracket looking like?
First of all,
Everybody's bracket is trash right
First of
now.
all, I didn't
Duke
fill out a
lost.
bracket. Duke lost. Now
he's happy about that.
I'm gonna get in my petty for a minute because
God.
I'm gonna give y'all a hot take that nobody else out there is gonna give you.
Mm-hmm.
Zion Williamson is a bum. He is a straight bum.
Let me cut your damn mic off. What the hell?
He is a straight bum.
A bum?
Here is my justification for such speak.
Please elaborate.
First of all, everything that he finishes, the reason why he scores so many points is because every shot that he makes is either a layup or a dunk. If I could do that, I would be a star too.
You sound like a hater, bro.
I am a hater. Look, I will own my hate. He has no mid-range game. He has barely an outside game. He can only make a three-pointer when it's uncontested and wide open. This man is his skills at this point in time do not transfer to the pro game. They do not transfer to the pro game. And what I need everybody out there to understand is that when he has to go up against a DeMarcus Cousins or an Anthony Davis or a Joel Embiid, that his type of game, dunking on people and pushing people around like all these other people in the ACC is not going to work. It's a different level. So we'll see how it all turns out. But first of all, I just want to say
Hold on.
Duke is garbage and Zion is trash. I won't say he's trash. I think he's a bum.
You said he's a bum.
He's a bum.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm playing this song in just a second.
and shout out to Michigan State and Tom Izzo for ending my pain for this season. And that's really all I got to say. Shout out to Auburn. Y'all whooped us. I got nothing to say. Y'all came to play. You know, I'm not an Auburn fan. I'm definitely not amongst Auburn people here, but
y'all damn show ain't Roll Tide.
Y'all did y'all's thing. You know, shout out to you. Shout out to Sir Charles. But North Carolina gonna be back. We gonna be all right, and we still have 7 banners. So you know, I'm just put that out there. I'm done now.
You wanna know why I'm playing this song?
Please.
You on that island by your damn self.
Look,
so if your ship coming in, that motherfucker need to hurry up.
Hey, I'm out here. Look. I'm out here with my shirt off, yelling, who else want to mess with us?
Oh my God.
I'm out here on this island by my damn self and happy to be here.
Dang.
I'm
happy to be
A
here.
bum though? A whole bum.
A whole bum. Not a half a bum. Not 3/4 of a bum. A whole ass bum.
He's a kid. A whole bum.
And he chose Duke over North Carolina.
He was playing ball in South Carolina.
He's garbage.
You don't see the Gamecocks upset about this.
That's because it's South Carolina.
Let the choir sing. Hold on.
My theme song today.
I'm just saying, dog. You may not be a hater, but you wearing the uniform.
Hey, look, I told you I am a hater. And don't even bring up South Carolina. I mean, it's South Carolina basketball.
Well. Now, women's ball, Dawn Staley's done her thing with that program.
Very true. Dawn
Staley is really...
Shout out to Dawn Staley. But, their men's program leaves a lot to be desired.
Well, I mean, it's SEC. And I would say it's SEC ball, but I'm looking at what Auburn's doing right now. And I'm like...
Look at Auburn, you look at Kentucky, you look at LSU.
Yeah.
I mean, truth be told...
SEC's pretty solid.
Look, you got about
top.
4 teams at the top, and then the rest of the SEC.
Yeah, the rest of the SEC is like football season's coming up, son.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Bama fired their coach. They fired Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson
got fired. They just brought in a new guy. I can't remember his name.
Grab the basketball.
Pretty much.
They got a new guy there. I can't remember his name right now. But I will say though is that the first thing you need to do, sir, is keep Antoine Petway. If anything happened to Petway, we ride. I'm just telling you now. That's an assistant coach. Let me tell you what Petway did, man. I watched Petway. Me and Petway came to Bama at the same time. Petway was a walk-on. Petway went from walk-on to starter to star.
How nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and Petway really was a star. Like, he has star quality.
He was Luke May before Luke May.
He has star quality. I mean, the thing is, like, was he the most talented athlete on that court? No. Did he have the biggest heart and the biggest impact on every single game he was in? Yeah. That's Petway. He then went to start, coaching, had some coaching stint in some smaller schools, and now he is now he's an assistant coach at Bama. And the thing is, I mean, if you look at him, I mean, he's really one of the better coaches that you've seen in that assistant, group. I think he's probably one of the top assistant coaches in the country right now. And I'm not saying that because, I interacted with him on campus or I saw him on campus or anything like that. I'm not saying that because because I thought he was an amazing player at Bama. I'm saying that because I legitimately know in that community he's well respected and that he knows what the hell he's talking about when it comes to basketball and he knows what he's doing. So whoever this new dude is, keep Petway. Nice. He will be the key to your success, sir. And I wish you much success. Now let's talk about my bracket. Because I started with 15. I got to the Sweet 16. 15 of my picks were right. Auburn screwed it up for everybody. Texas Tech, I think I had them. I did have them going. I did have Duke winning. I had UVA winning. Yeah, I had my Final Four was I had UK winning. My Final Four was Duke, UK, UVA. And I can't remember who I had. It might have been Texas Tech for the other one. I don't remember. Or it might have been Michigan State.
Michigan State. Yeah.
No. It wasn't Michigan State. It wasn't Michigan State. I don't remember. But I know my Final Four consisted, was pretty solid up until Auburn just completely. And Auburn, here's the thing. Like, Auburn really outplayed UNC this time. I think that UNC had UNC is going to have all the talent in the world every single year. I think this game. I'm going to say Auburn outplayed.
I'm going to let you finish your point.
I'm going to say Auburn outplayed UNC this game. Look at what Auburn was doing completely. I mean, they were knocking them down. They were hitting the open man. They were running UNC, and UNC is a running team. I'm just saying, man. They really outplayed them.
Look, I will.
Were they outcoached?
No. I will say that UNC, it was not the same UNC team that has played this year. That team that showed up that night was the team that lost to Louisville by 20.
Okay.
Well, here's another thing about that game, though. Mm-hmm. People fail to think about the fact that UNC still scored 80 freaking points that game.
Yeah.
I mean, UNC.
And the thing is, Auburn just couldn't miss at some point.
Yeah, so
at some stretches. Sometimes the ball just bounces that way.
Right. Yeah, it was one of those things where everything they put up, even if they weren't looking, it was, it went in, and you can't you're not going to win a game that way. So I mean, basically, if you're UNC, and as a diehard UNC fan, all I can do is tip my cap. I got no hate for Auburn. They got us.
Now, here's why I say they outplayed them. Because a lot of those shots that, for a 6-minute stretch of the game, a lot of those shots that Auburn was hitting were just open looks.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that UNC wasn't playing defense. It's just that Auburn out-hustled them to those open looks.
They moved the ball. I mean, you can't, look, I will hold. I'm not going to play the homer. UNC, they just look flat. Now, I'm not going to make excuses. A lot of people said, we'll say, well, half the team had the flu. I'm like, yeah, but you still got to go out there and play the game.
Right.
So, regardless of circumstance, you still got to go out there. You still got to play the game. And Auburn played a great game. I'm not going to take anything away from Auburn University and their program and Bruce Pearl and what they've done. And truth be told, Auburn has been a very good team this year. Mm-hmm. They had a few stumbles early and kind of lost their identity, but they came storming back and ran through the SEC. And look, the most dangerous thing around this time of year is you can have a team that's dominated all year, but the one thing I hate to come up against is a team that gets hot. And Auburn got hot. They ran through the SEC with basically not much of a challenge.
People got to stop reading their own press clippings. I think that's a big part of the problem.
Yeah, Zion.
Wow.
Player hater.
Look, man.
That's you.
Look, man.
That's
I'm just tired of the constant filleting that he's gotten this entire year, man. I can't have 5 seconds without hearing about Zion this and is Zion gonna play and I'm watching the UNC Duke lacrosse game and they're showing highlights of this dummy. Let me take that back.
Dummy,
That's
really?
ableist.
Wow.
No, they're showing highlights of this bum.
Wait, how is that ableist? Wait,
What?
yo, you really in your hater bag right
What did
now.
he do to you, sir?
They are showing highlights of this dude
Damn.
dunking and again. I'm like, this has nothing to do with
Bruh.
lacrosse.
You talking about Zion like he stole your woman in 10th grade
Seriously.
and pushed you down the steps and beat you up at the prom.
Look,
kid.
it is about.
Does Zion
that-
owe you money, bro?
It is about
That's
that
a kid.
shade of blue that he wears.
Oh.
It is about that shade of blue that he wears.
Well, speaking of blue, let's talk about blue.
Let's talk about blue.
Let's talk about blue.
Yes, let's talk about it.
So since you already kind of in your bag
yes,
right now,
let him have it.
I'm finna cut my mic, as they say in
Completely
France.
off.
As they say in France, lay fuck off.
Yes.
I need you to get in your bag
Qu'est-ce
right
que
now
c'est?
and tell me what you think about the Democratic Party
Yes.
and some specifics around what happened to you recently. Let's get into that. I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
Shit, I'm
just gonna listen.
Man,
Yeah.
Take a sip. Take a sip. Go on, take a sip.
I'm gonna need a cracking.
Uh oh.
Because this is
Speaking of sip, hold on before you get started. Did you bring a sippy cup in here?
I did.
What is in the sippy cup?
Soda?
First of all,
Right.
First of all, I'm mad that a grown ass woman brought a sippy cup in here.
It's my traveling sippy cup. What are you talking about? Judge yourself, sir. Like,
Fair enough. I'm
excuse
gonna
me?
just sit over here.
It
and
should, as they say in
shut-
France,
shut
lay
the
fuck
hell
up. You got a whole
Huh,
sippy cup though,
I
like
do.
that is
It's convenient.
it's a cute sippy cup, but it's still a sippy cup.
It's okay. It gets the job done.
Got you.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, and how do you? This many?
Get out. Yes. Blue, sir.
Blue.
Yeah, let's talk about
Let's
this.
talk about it. All right.
The blue gave you the blues.
Yeah.
So, I had an experience, people. So just to give y'all some backstory,
Yes, please.
I was approached by a person that lives in a neighboring precinct to mine to run for an office in the Mecklenburg County Democratic Party, which is basically encompasses Charlotte. I have never been the type of person to consider myself a public official or someone who runs for office. My role has always kind of been
Background, making things happen.
Know my lane, know my ministry. I'm a background dude. I'll go out, I'll hang door flyers, I'll do door knocks, that's
You do canvassing and stuff
right.
like that.
I'm out there, pounding the pavement. So when she asked me, I was like, oh, well, okay. And so basically she asked me to run for this position that was vacant at the time. And I'll get into that in a minute. So I said, okay, it sounds like a good opportunity. I knew that I'd be working closely with her in what she was doing in this role. And, we kind of had a lot of the same thoughts and the same
Synergies.
goals. Right,
Synergies.
right. So we went and she I put together, a little flyer about myself, cheesing on it and, kind of, putting together my little, marketing materials and, so all this kind of culminates last weekend. It was last weekend. When the county had its county convention. Now, if you've never been to a county convention or a county convention for a political party, what this is it's basically the organizing meeting for that party in that area. So what they do is they elect their officers. They basically sort of set their agenda for the upcoming year. And it's just basically a big organization. It's not like a big rally or anything. It's basically, if you don't know Robert's Rules of Order, you
Right.
probably won't get anything out of it.
There's a whole book for it.
Yes, there is. Lord Jesus, there is. And if you black and you Greek, you know that book.
Yes, you do.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Or else you ain't getting it.
Do we have quorum?
Anyway. I digress. So I go to this meeting.
This is a blog post on that blog shit bougie black people love.
This is. But go ahead,
Sorry,
sir.
continue.
So anyway, I should have known that the Lord,
Come on, Jesus.
was trying to warn me about what was about to go down. Because I pull up and I got my suit on, looking good, ready to shake hands and kiss babies and do my little campaign and
Everybody else wearing Birkenstocks and
and
Patagonias.
Well,
What?
it's a big county, yeah.
Wait.
Look,
So nobody else was
Democratic
dressed
Party.
for business.
No. There were a lot of people there that were dressed appropriately, and it's on a Saturday, and it's pretty much an all day thing. So people are coming comfortable, and I no slight against that, but there are some people that actually do come for business.
Right.
So I'm getting out of the car and grabbing my stuff, grabbing my little flyers, grab my suit, jacket, got my suit, checking my tie in my mirror real quick. This dude in this pickup truck who's taking his son to, I guess, baseball practice, pulls up in front of my car and then is like, "What's going on in there?"
No.
And I'm like, "Excuse me, sir?" It's like, "What's going on in there?" Now, I couldn't hear him over the roar of his truck engine because it was so loud, just polluting the air. But I digress.
That was such a Democrat statement.
Yeah, it was.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was. I put that out there. So I basically engaged with this person and told him, well, it's the Democratic Party from Mecklenburg County. It's our county convention. And he proceeds to say a bunch of things. And I didn't hear most of them, again, over the roar of his engine just billowing smoke into the atmosphere. But I did get close enough to kind of hear kind of the last of his comments, which was, "Y'all need to leave Trump alone. He's helping. He's helping." At this point...
Sir, if you don't shut the entire fuck up and get out my face.
At this point, I was like, "Lord Jesus, why? Why are you testing me? Why are you why?"
What you should have said was, "Father, why hast thou forsaken me?"
Right. No, I'm saying like
If it be thy will.
I'm trying
Take this cup from me.
Okay.
I am trying to so I'm just like,
Y'all realize we just
I
had
had
a
to
whole
center
praise
myself.
session.
We did.
We just had a whole church session.
I had to center myself and
Yeah.
and basically said, "Well, sir, you are entitled to your opinion. I think that there are a lot of people here that would beg to differ with your opinion." Again, trying to keep it political, trying to keep it civil.
Right.
I wasn't there for that type.
Combative,
I
or-
wasn't there for that type of
Yeah.
energy. That wasn't my headspace at the time. I was trying to, kind of get in my, like, let me do my politics thing.
Let's get into business. you
Right.
know?
I'm trying. So I'm trying to. He's like, "Well, y'all, I hope that there's somebody in there that's got some sense to." And I'm like,
Sir,
"Sir,
if you don't get the fuck out of my face. See, you much more polite than I am, sir.
See,
Like-
knowledge is provided my inner monologue."
Yes.
Okay, here we go. like when we do the Dear White People segment. And
Yeah,
I'm like, "Dear
exactly.
White people."
Dear white people. And there's a few of those throughout the year. So I go. So I'm like, "Sir, again, you are entitled to your opinion."
Right.
He, first of all, like, this really isn't about individual one,
It got shit to do with Trump.
but you're entitled to your opinion.
Right.
There are a lot of us that happen to disagree. I happen to be one of them because he is not doing anything for me or people that look like me, and just left it at that. And so then he basically, I guess, starts muttering to himself and drives off. Now, I should have known.
You know he called you a nigga.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
With the hard ER.
With the hard ER. ERR.
Awesome.
Yeah, he threw an extra R in there for
My
savings.
favorite.
He probably got home and said, "I talked to this colored fella."
Let me tell you, Suzanne.
Why the name gotta be
Darling,
Suzanne?
darling, I talked to this colored fella today.
Suzanne, let me tell you.
Nah, it was probably more like, Now, I went down there by the convention place.
Man.
And I saw this there colored fella. He was dressed real nice, looked like Martin Luther King. and I started talking to him. I said, hey, man, y'all need to leave Trump alone. You know what this colored person told me? You know what he told me? He said he doesn't think Trump is doing anything for his people.
Like what?
For his people.
What does that mean?
If they would stop and be Americans instead of African Americans.
Asking for handouts and whatnot.
They're taking their jobs and all kind of stuff, those illegals and those African Americans,
Coming across the border.
Yes, sir. Yes, Frank. Jawar Halal, the nuclear physicist, is absolutely taking your job at the coal mine.
First of all, I'm gonna give a hand. I'm gonna give a hand to the kind of sleepy players. That was a masterful performance.
You gotta understand, man. Growing up in Alabama, I mean, you gave him way more time than I probably would.
Too much.
And the reason I say that is because I've learned that when people say a certain thing or two, I already know where they're coming from. Mm-hmm. And if I can't come to you in love, then it's gonna be something else.
Right.
And I'm more Peter than Jesus.
Okay.
I keep a sword, and that ear looks good right now.
Hey.
Yeah. So
it is all about church today.
Amen.
So anyway.
Wow.
So I should have known that this was not going to be the this was all
damn day.
It all started. It started off bad.
Damn day.
So anyway, I go into the convention, and again, if you've never been to one, they had an early breakfast, and typically the convention doesn't start until a little bit later. So I basically just had some time to kill. So I'm going around shaking hands, meeting people. Mm-hmm. Hey, my name is, and I'm running for this, and here's what I think, and here's what I plan to do, and just doing my politics thing. You're in your bag. I'm out here. So basically, I meet a bunch of people, and the convention starts, and let me just tell you, the Democratic Party is just as much trash as the Republican Party, just in a nicer, more PC kind of way.
Shocker.
Here's my thing. So first of all, we get in there, and they open the meeting up, and they call a quorum, and of course Robert's Rules of Order kicks in, and
is there quorum? And
everybody is, you got all these black folks in their Sunday best trying to act like they run the meeting, but they have this woman who is the chair of the Mecklenburg County Democrats, who the best way to describe her is driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
Because she was sure enough in there with the hat on, and she looked like
she had a crown on.
Yeah, she had a crown on.
What a woman.
Man. Yeah, but so anyway,
I love old ladies in crowns. I cannot wait till I'm an old man.
You need to,
and I have me an old lady with a crown.
So
I want to be that dude.
You need to go to one of these meetings, because it's next to like Easter Sunday. They came out. So I'm in there, and they had a few people come up and do speeches. Now the way this works is that they basically allow anyone who is either in office, running for office, or in office or running for office in the next year to come up and address the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When I tell you that the line basically wrapped halfway around the auditorium.
Jesus Christ.
And every one of them got a turn at the mic.
I would have been sitting there with my flask, and I'd have been heckling people.
All you got is one mic. What
was the time limit?
50,000 niggas. One mic.
Seriously.
So anyway, so we go through this exercise. And last year it was even crazier, because last year was an election year, and the Democrats challenged for every available seat.
Oh, okay.
And so last year it wrapped all the way around the auditorium.
I want to give a shout out to two Democrats who are running for District 9 City Council, Terry Brown and Victoria Watlington.
Shout out to them. I met Victoria.
Victoria's a lovely young lady.
I met her.
She's your soror.
Anyway, okay.
Terry's the bruz.
Yeah, he's the bruz. I met Terry
Shout
as
out
well.
to them both.
Shout out to the bruz. So
but let's move on.
Yeah, we move on. So anyway, they get through this. It takes a good 30 to 45 minutes. Then they start the election process. So now the whole point of this was to get to the election. When I tell you that the Democrats are archaic in their rules and the way in which they conduct elections is to say it was a shit show would be an insult to shit shows.
Really?
It is fucking terrible.
I mean,
so let me explain how this goes down.
I was about to say.
So
please.
You have someone make the nomination from the floor, and then that person then gets to say a 1-minute speech about that person. Then then there's a 3-minute speech by the candidate.
Mm-hmm. When you got 50,000 niggas, that's like a 5-hour exercise.
Yeah. Well, no. There were only 2 people running for the chair, right?
Okay.
This is for each of the.
That's for the individual chairs,
right? Individual chairs. So we only had 2 people running. However, the way in which they do voting is so fucked up. Is the only way to describe it. Literally, it's an archaic system that's something straight out of what the founding, the founders of this country would have come up with. I mean, that's how archaic it is. So basically,
is it just behind the times or like how?
Let me. I'm getting to it.
Yeah.
I'm building the suspense. So basically, what they do is they basically each precinct has a certain allotment of votes, and it's not a winner take all. So you can allocate your votes however you want for each of the candidates. Right. So and that's typically how most counties do it. So the delegates that they have, they will figure out, okay, 3 for this person, 2 for this person, and they'll split it. So the way they do it is they line up all the precincts by number. Mm-hmm. When I tell you that there are over 200 precincts in Mecklenburg County,
interesting,
and they have to line them up in order, it took for fucking ever.
I think, but okay, continue.
It took forever, and it's a very humbling experience too, because you find out exactly where you stand, because the precinct then has to go up and announce who they gave their votes to, so real time.
Should I appreciate that?
I appreciate it too, but at the same that part I actually do appreciate, but the way in which it's conducted is archaic. I mean, it is so far behind the times, and you wind up taking all the time doing one election. It took us an hour and a half
to do one
to do one position.
Oh
yeah, no.
Wait,
one position.
Wait.
90 minutes.
I thought you were gonna say like the whole ballot.
No. Oh hell no. 90 minutes.
Now, how many positions are there?
5.
Oh.
So that's a 7.5-hour endeavor.
Oh my God. Like no.
Sir,
no.
So.
I'd had a bar in the trunk.
Seriously.
So here's what happens. We spend an hour and a half on one position.
Yeah, no.
Then. Then we had a guess. Then there was. Then they went to the next position.
Have to do the speeches again.
Yeah.
Same thing. The benefit here is that there were only 3 positions that actually had people running. That had a competition. 4. I'm sorry.
That's still 6 hours.
But
right.
But
No,
people start
you.
filtering out after the first one. So it gets a little shorter. It's screwed up in the fact that it took so long that by the time so I ran for the very last chair position, which was the 3rd chair position.
Yeah, I've been sitting in the back sleep.
By the time they got to my position, they had basically run out of time because they had to be out of the auditorium at a certain time because they only rented it for a certain amount of time. So they didn't even allow the candidates who were running for that position to address the audience. So basically, they were just like, get up there, say your name, wave high, and then they were going to vote.
Okay.
But before that, the Democratic Party in the state of North Carolina has a very stupid rule. And I understand where it comes from. Let me start by saying that. I understand where it comes from. They have a set of rules that encourages diversity on their board.
Okay.
So what they have is that if you have, so it's something like this. If you have a man who is the chair, you have to have a woman who's the vice chair. If you have to have a certain percentage of persons of color represented.
This is tokenism.
And one of the positions,
this is tokenism at its finest.
And one of the positions has to be reserved for someone who has to be represented by someone who is under the age of 35.
Okay.
Wait.
These are the rules.
This is trash.
This is why we lose elections. Because we are too.
Well, it's more than just that. But that's a big chunk of it.
This is a part of it. Because rather than trying to actually find the most qualified person for the job, we want to make sure that everyone's feelings are accounted for, and that everyone is fairly represented.
And that's great.
And so the position the position that I was running for is typically that position that is reserved for someone
under 35.
Under 35. I am not under 35.
Oh.
Now, here's what's crazy about this. Now, honestly, none of this surprises me. None of this shocks me. I've never told, but contrary to popular belief, I've never said that black people need to divest from the Democratic Party. Never said that. I've never said that black people need to engage the Republican Party on a massive level. I don't think at this point it's worth it, nor is it feasible. What I have said is that black people who are of any sort of political affiliation need to either A, push for, let's take out the soft racism of tokenism from our rules and ideals, but also let's push for representation, true representation, and not be there for a photo op or there because, we're black. The thing is, the photo op, think about it, both Democrats and Republicans use black people as props.
Right.
Surely.
So, yeah, that sucks, dog.
Yeah, so
I'm sorry for you, sir.
No, the story gets better. So
there's more.
There's more.
Oh, there's more.
We don't have much time, so come on.
Okay. All right. So basically, I challenged the rule because I thought that the position was actually the person that held it before had resigned, and if you resign, then you can run for that position. Someone who not fitting into one of those categories can run.
Mm-hmm.
I challenged it on the floor by raising an objection. They told me that the person who I thought had resigned never technically resigned. He just stopped coming.
Sounds like a no call, no show to me.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we lose elections, because we don't put the right people in position. So the person that actually ended up winning, God bless her. First of all, she's a very impressive young woman. She is a.
I got to meet her.
She is a
very talented young lady.
She's a senior at UNCC. I have had the opportunity to meet her and to talk with her, and she's very impressive. However, she's also very green and inexperienced, and
which in that position, I could see. Here's the thing: in the position that you're talking about, knowing a little bit about that role, you can afford to be. Breaking news. I'm sorry, completely fucking breaking news. This just broke my heart. I just got a text message from the West Coast. This is a complete departure from what we're talking about. It says that Nipsey Hussle was just murdered.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait
a minute. I'm looking up. I'm trying to find something about it. It said Nipsey Hussle was just shot outside his store in Los Angeles multiple times. It says that 3 people were shot at his store, with 1 passing away at the hospital. Okay, wait a minute. Now she's saying or not. Hold on. Let's get the facts here, because I don't want. So according to TMZ, who was actually very accurate, 90% of the time. Damn, if TMZ said it's real, law enforcement just said Nipsey Hussle has died at 33. Damn.
Wait.
Damn. Wait. Yeah, 5:12 p.m., so 4 minutes ago. They just confirmed that Nipsey Hussle was passed away. Shit. Well, that puts a damper on this podcast.
Seriously.
Nipsey Hussle had probably one of the top 3 best albums last year.
Yes.
Victory Lap. God, he was engaged to Lauren London to get married.
Mm-hmm.
He literally was on the verge of becoming the new Master P. Like, this young man, fuck.
Yeah. It's
Man.
all over Instagram right now.
Man, that's fucking crazy. Wow. Wow, that's messing with my head. Wow. So, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I will be listening to Victory Lap after this on the way home. 'Cause that's just wow. That just completely blew my mind. And the fact that somebody had to text me and tell me because I'm not on social media anymore, like, I feel like if I was on social media, I would have known this. But I'm glad I'm not on social media because I don't need the hot takes and all the fake love.
Right.
So, damn, like listening to Nipsey Hussle talk about how he was structuring his business and how he was making his moves would inspire me to do my personal business and my stuff like that a little different as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's fucking nuts. Man, rest in peace to him, man. Condolences to the family. Yeah. Like, that's just, oh man, that's wild. Yeah. I'm sorry. Continue. Man, I don't even remember where we are.
Man,
like,
I don't even. Like,
yeah,
really.
When something like that happens, it kind of puts things into perspective, man. Think about it. We're 2 black men sitting here talking about politics and things that oftentimes don't usually trickle down to the, like, this is local, and so I do believe that all politics is local,
right?
And I do believe that we should be involved in the political process at the local level, and that how we're sometimes frozen out of that process by the powers that be. So
right.
it is somewhat relevant. But then we think about other young black men, who may not have had the formal education that we had,
right,
and are still making their way in the world, by any means necessary. And to see this guy come from, the slums and make his way up like the way he did,
right.
And sometimes the streets just, I respected Nipsey, and I understand that sometimes the streets is hard to leave alone. And while I'm not gonna sit here and speculate or say that this is a result of Nipsey Hussle still being in the streets, because he was shot in Hyde Park, is one of those things where, like, I mean, I get to that point where I'm like, with some dudes, I'm like, man, when you make good, people always talk about how, they don't want to leave the hood behind, and they don't want to leave the hood, and they got to keep it real, and they got to stay in the hood sometimes. I have no problem with you going back to your neighborhood and helping out and putting structures in place for people to get jobs and employment, stuff like that. But, man, at a certain point, you become more of a liability, and you start playing Russian roulette with your life.
Right.
Because everybody ain't happy to see you win, dog.
Right. I mean, and honestly, kind of again, to take it back to the political side, and I don't want to kind of go back in my bag about, the pettiness that I experienced over that weekend. But this is why it is important that I and people like me continue to fight for the cause, because there are a lot of brothers out there and there are a lot of sisters out there that don't have the know-how and the training and the I wouldn't say the wherewithal, but they don't have those tools
that formal
to go out and engage the process that way. So it's important that people like me, go out there and try to fight for those that can't. And that's why, when people say, like, I don't understand why you vote the way you vote, I'm like, because my vote isn't my
vote isn't just for me.
It's not for me. It's for everyone else out there that looks like me that doesn't have the level of engagement that I have. And so I can't be selfish in the way that I vote. I can't just vote for my self-interest. It's not about me. It's about the collective. And I think the sooner that we understand that, as a force, when we all come together, we have a chance to make a difference. We will be better off. But yeah, this right here is why it's important that we continue to fight. But
God damn, that's just that real life just fucked up my day.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. This just fucked up my day. That's it for us, man. We're at an hour. B, what you want to close out, man? What you want to tell the people, man?
So, just to kind of maybe hopefully lighten the mood, I did want to leave off with the one highlight of my day from the county convention.
You want to go see us?
No,
oh,
I didn't.
Not
yet.
So we still can't talk about
it. Not yet. Next week,
Jerk.
I'll be all right. What you're not gonna do is sit here and chastise my life choices. I've been very busy this weekend.
I get it.
So the highlight of my day that day was I was hit on by a 60, let's just say an older white trans woman. At the convention. That did happen.
That's awesome for you.
Yeah.
So how did you handle that? Because we actually had this conversation with somebody earlier, like how you handle being hit on by someone who is not a part of your sexual orientation.
So it wasn't really so let me first say it wasn't like hey, what are you doing later type deal. It was more of a comment that kind of went
a little bit on the border of acceptable banter.
Kind of a Me Too-ish kind of.
That's my favorite.
Kind of moment. But
those are your favorite kind of comments?
Those are my favorite comments.
Yeah, but
oh really?
Okay.
Because we can get raunchy in here.
No, we're not.
That's what we're not going to do.
That's what we're not going to do. No, I mean it was all I could do was really just laugh it off. Like
gotcha.
It was that type of environment. We were kind of joking around about something, and so it was cool in that way that it was just kind of funny. But
yeah.
Can I just say fuck the UK Daily Mail? I'm sorry, I'm going back to this. I just got I got a news alert on my phone. Says rapper Nipsey Hussle gunned down, and gunned down is in all caps in front of his LA clothing store. I guarantee you, if Ariana Grande had been shot somewhere, they say Ariana Grande, the victim of a horrible tragedy, or some bullshit like that. Fuck the UK Daily Mail, man. Sorry.
So anyway, I'm just gonna close out with protect your peace, protect your tribe, continue to fight. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm frustrated as hell with the Democratic Party, but I'm looking at the long game. I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to do my thing. Stay in my lane and, just try to make a difference that way. I mean, it all matters at the end of the day. So
it does. T-Love.
I would say the revolution will be televised.
And tweeted.
And tweeted.
And Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat.
And Instagrammed. It will be well documented. That's all I have to say about that.
Power to the people.
Seriously.
All power to the people. So I want to close out with this way, man. Being a black male in America is a very interesting dichotomy that you have to exist in. You have to exist in two worlds a lot of times. Specifically, if you are a black male with any semblance of formal education, depending on your upbringing, you have to exist in a world where you have certain proclivities and experiences that let you know exactly where your place is on the totem pole in this country. But then you have other experiences and other faces that you have to put on that let you know, that force you to assimilate and fit into a certain space. And so it's almost like when I think about double consciousness, I think about where W.E.B. Du Bois wrote that phrase, an American and a Negro. One ever feels his two-ness as a black male in this country as both a Negro and a nigga. That's another form of double consciousness. You know that you're a Negro. You are a proud, upstanding male. You are an Afro-American, as Malcolm would call us, and you stand tall, and you were born with the blood of warriors in your veins. But then another time, you a nigga. You're a nigga in the eyes of society. You're a nigga in the eyes of sometimes your fellow man. You're a nigga in the eyes of other people, sometimes even in your own community. And so this is not a woe is me thing for me being a black male. I don't do that. I don't play the victim card. I'm proud to be black. I'm proud to be a black man. I'm proud to be a black Southern man. I'm proud to be a black Southern man from the west side of Birmingham, Alabama, which is probably one of the more violent areas in this country, which has levels of poverty that, are unparalleled in many areas of this country and all that. And I'll tell you, I am absolutely tired, exhausted, and drained with our community as it relates to the stars that we have. And I'm not talking about entertainment stars. I'm talking about young black men that I see dead day in and day out on the news, in my neighborhoods, in my communities, all that. I am absolutely exhausted with their lights being extinguished over dumb shit. I am tired. One of the things that pisses me off most about this country is that when black people say Black Lives Matter and white people, yes, I'm not going to say 6F. I'm not going to put any sugarcoating on it. Yes, white people. And some of you Uncle Tom chicken pecking, hen pecked ass Negroes out there, the first thing you say is, well, what about black on black crime? You mean to tell me that Self-Destruction came out in 1992, where they talked about black on black crime, where the crack epidemic, I grew up in the crack era, and we have been talking about black on black crime. We slandered Hillary Clinton's ass for supporting the Clinton crime bill in 1994, where black preachers were talking about black on black crime. There are Stop the Violence rallies, 100 black men, all these organizations in the community stopping and working with black on black crime, and you fucking idiots still can't seem to understand that black on black crime is not a problem within a vacuum. It is directly correlated to both poverty in terms of economics and poverty in terms of mentality. Those are two separate things that need to be attacked that come from the same vein. But you guys sit here and say, well, if these niggas would just stop killing each other, if you niggas would give them an alternative to a street economy, or help give them pride that is not found in being a quote unquote real nigga, if you would help find them a family other than these street fraternity, street organizations known as gangs, which sometimes come with an ideology and a thought process that is rooted in violence, because that is the only way in some terms and in some places that they can earn the respect that they deserve as an organization and sometimes as an individual. These are rites of passage for some young black men in the hood. And Nipsey Hussle was a Crip. The only difference between being a Crip and being an Alpha is the rooms we're in.
Truly.
The only difference between being a Blood and being an Omega is the rooms that we're in. And the same thing goes for women. The only difference between being an AKA, a SG Row, anything, and being a Disciple Queen is the rooms we're in and where we come from. And the reality is, it's still some dudes in these organizations with this education who end up being alphas, omegas, kappas, and stuff like that. But we don't go back because we get comfortable in our neighborhoods. And then you get, and the thing is, I just don't understand. Every time, it's almost like every time we see a young black man, get out, he either doesn't look back, and then when he does look back, he gets a bullet for his troubles. I don't get that shit. I don't fucking get it. And I'm fucking tired of it. Yeah, I hate to close out on a sad note, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired of my community ignoring my community on a grand scale. Don't sit here and tell me you're doing community service by reading books to kids from privileged households. Don't sit here and tell me you're doing community service by mentoring kids who come from a single parent, 6-figure household. They got different issues, bruh. Period. Don't tell me that you hear, and I'm gonna take a shot at my own people. Don't tell me you hear the uplift downtrodden humanity and you scared to go to the hood, bro.
Facts.
So y'all can save all that bullshit. I'm fucking tired of it.
Me too.
I put in my work. I put in my time. You can check my resume and you could check my social media friends list and talk to some of the kids that I mentored that are still living,
Truly.
who may not be living if it wasn't for some of the mentoring things that we put in place. So, I mean, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm fucking sick of it. And if you got a problem with it, fight me. Run up.
Yeah.
Don't. Your name is Mr. Don't Let the Smooth Taste fool you. Call me Spike Free.
Well,
Because I'm going to let these hands go for free. And I'm going to turn it into a movie. Maybe more like John Woo movie. Or a John Wick situation. Holla at your boy. Man, this kind of sleepy, man. This whole staying woke thing is exhausting, and that's why we call this kind of sleepy, man. A lot of you niggas need to just go back to sleep. How about that?
Sleep.
Because you out here playing woke, and I'm sick of that shit. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I mean, this really did fuck up my day. I'm sorry for his family. I'm sorry for his community, because now, like, I mean,
I'm going out there this week.
where does the community go from here, man? Like, I'm just sick of this shit, dog. Like, I'm really sick of this shit.
Seriously.
Like, I'm really real life sick of this shit. And I don't really have a solution for it right now in my head, because I'm sitting here so angry, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna have black people, you talk about, man, we need to do something, and then they go right back to doing the same shit we was already doing. You know, we get upset for 10 minutes about everything, and then go back to creating the same conditions that we was already in. And then you're going to have these white folks, like at the UK Daily Mail, use this, you know, to paint a stereotypical picture of us that isn't accurate. Like, I'm sick of that shit. Like, I'm really real life sick of that shit. It's like we catch it from all sides. Now, at the same time, my brothers out there that's listening, some of you that may be listening, some of this your motherfucking fault too. Stop aspiring to be a real nigga and stand up and be a real man. How about that shit? Take care of your communities. Take care of the people in your households. Take care of the people in, like you say, protect your tribe, right? When you gonna start doing that? Because all I see is black women on the front line. Oh, let me not say that out loud, because then y'all will think I'm trying to pander. Wow. But let's look at the reality of it. Black women started Black Lives Matter. And while I don't necessarily agree with every single point of the Black Lives Matter platform, at the same time, it was started by black women because they got tired of seeing black men gunned down the street by law enforcement.
Truly.
I'm just saying. So, I mean, just fuck. I'm tired. I'm out of gas, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm fucking out of gas, and I need to go take a nap. I'm kind of sleepy for real now. Yeah. Like, that shit just drained out the last little bit of energy I had, and I just sat here and drank a fucking Red Bull.
I'm sorry. We pray for those.
Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of Tony's shade.
Stop it.
Hey.
And let the minutes of the year.
All right, we out of here, man. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye-bye.